What up, everybody? Here we are back in the half-century mark in Pokemon Silver walkthrough part 50. You recognize this gym from before. Kanto gym. Taking on the Psychic type, Sabrina. Let's go run rings around this guy. Let's get a little warm-up lap in. Oh yeah. Do some wall kicks. Kick off the wall backflips. Alright, enough of that junk. Alright, so I'm going to move Crobat up to the front. We're going to put him in the lead. Just because he's got Bite, that can be decent against a lot of Pokemon. Not the best, but Psychic types obviously they'll be strong against. And secondly, he's the lowest one I got right now, so about due time that I get him up to 55, 56. He could be used against Erica too with that grass type. But looking ahead to red, that's really what we're training for at this point. You can pretty much beat out everybody else. Everybody's gym leader, even with the levels we have now, just if they're lower levels even than when we're going to see Blaine or whatnot. Just because, and that's super effective obviously because Psychic and Poison, but because we're going to be taking red, he's got like 6 level 70 Pokemon. That's a pain in the boot. Hey. He's a boss, and I'm sorry guys, I was listening to it's super effective, the Pokemon podcast, and you know, they were bringing up the conversation about how, you know, red is clearly an allusion to Ash. As much as people don't want to have their hopes and dreams dashed and to think that it is not alluding to Ash because they want to protect his, you know, period, I want to beat Ash. He was my freaking idol growing up on TV and the anime and stuff. It's like, I'm sorry, man. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, man. It's simply the facts. The facts are, he's Ash. The way he wears his hat, when you go and fight him, his Pokemon, got a Pikachu, a Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard, Snorlax, and I don't know about the Espeon. I think that's just to satisfy second geners. I'm not really sure what the heck that is about, but no way to get around it. He's Ash, and they're just being real. I'm sorry. I realize Ash is an idol for a lot of people growing up. I like the anime. I've only watched like the first gen really. Once that I never really followed it. There wasn't really a way for me to follow it. I didn't even have cable till I was 11, so I was watching sports 24/7 whenever that was on network TV. Before we got cable. When we got cable, it was like a whole freaking new world opened up. I still remember the Cubs were playing the Braves. It's the first time I'd ever seen a game on cable. Blowing my mind. I thought this world had opened up. Little do we know that now, 11 years later, it's just a fact of life. It's the way it has been for Brock. For Q-Ball CC7. Alright, so we're mowing through 2 of the 4 trainers here in Sabrina's gym. On pursuit for the Marsh Badge. Let's give me teleport and face this tree stump. What's with the Fuffas? Seems like a lot of people say Fuffa here in these games. But we're going back to retro Meteoraurus. How menacing. Maybe the only Pokemon in the game where its forehead is facing you. I wonder if that is true. Leave it to a Slowpoke to prove that fact. And it's not going to hang on. The next guy's going to be a Slowbro. But, what was I talking about? Getting into the anime, it kind of got away from me. After the second gen for a while, it kind of got away from it. Quite frankly. But, so I don't really know a ton about the anime. But I know enough to know where Ash stands. Especially for a lot of the first geners, and who I would say my friends are, my contemporaries who like Pokemon a little bit. It really kind of ends after the first gen for me, and they would say, "Oh, I'm a 151 Pokemon fan." They're not that kind of. You can detect the non-serious ones. I know we talked about that a little bit. They're more non-serious ones. Thought I read you, and as opposed to the serious ones who might refer to it as the first gen, because you know they don't really recognize them as having further generations. Anyways, sorry to burst your bubble. That's just my 2 cents on things, and go a little plug, I guess I could mention, if you guys are huge Pokemon fans, Pokemon for me, like, I never got to the level where I was almost obsessing over it like some other people doing EV training, breeding. I kind of dabbled in a variety of games. I didn't really center in on one. Command & Conquer probably the most, more than any, or backyard sports. But if you're into Pokemon, and I still am, I mean, regardless, there's a lot that interests me in the game, and maybe not a lot of the other things that go on in it. I'm trying to remember which one is which here. No, it's not this one. I kind of got to bear down here. This one? Nope. This one? Nope. This one? Nope. This one? This'n? Is it a this'n? Or is it a that'n? Sorry, I didn't look up where to go beforehand. I'm sorry if that bothers you guys or whatever. If you have issues with me doing those things. I'm not sure. I think it's one of these. Yep. There's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. But, I'll tell you about my story in a second after I take her down and get our 10th badge. She had a vision of me 3 years ago, essentially, is what she's saying, which is freaking weird and scary. You are a witch, Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. I remember you being on TV after my Cubs games. So she's going to bring out an Espeon, an Alakazam, and a Mr. Mime. So, as you could expect, the Alakazam is very expected. Definitely a different team than what you see in the first gen, obviously. No Espeon option then. Hopefully you flinch. Use Sand Attack instead. Good. Well, I'm going to use Fly, because if I use Bite again, there's a good chance you're still going to be in the red. And I think Fly should be able to take you out. You're not Umbreon. Umbreon has the higher defense of the two dogs. And down goes Espeon. Because that Psychic will F you up if you're a Crobat. Especially from this Alakazam. I'm probably just going to go straight up Fly against Alakazam. I might teach this sucker Steel Wing too. Probably would be dropping Wing Attack though. I want to leave Leech Life even though it's kind of sucky overall. Just another bug type to throw in there. Feel like I'm doing my due diligence and using and having a bug type move somewhere in there. Been fun to have a Heracross, but those guys are like finding legendary Pokemon. I swear I would have a higher chance of running into a legendary dog in the wild than headbutting a tree and finding myself a Heracross. I think that's just the fact. That's just facts. So I am too quick for Sabrina to pull out a full restore, which I very well thought she was gonna do. Beautiful, beautiful. And the last one's going to be Alakazam. We're going to go straight up here. I'm going to see if I can't use Fly and knock out this sucker. Great special attack. Obviously, that special defense is lacking a little bit. Psychic. Not today. I'm up in the sky. Down at your nuts. Hit you right in the nuts. Whatever. Yep, it's male. And, guessed it right. 1912. How much money are you going to dish out to me, Sabrina? From your TV show earnings, your power, it far exceeds what I foresaw. No, you're just all trippy girl wearing two different shoes. Predicting the future, thinking you can't predict the future when you can't. You will become a celebrated and beloved champ. Wow. That is a vote of confidence. I do appreciate that, Sabrina. Maybe I will one day. And when I do, I'm going to come back and thank you for it. And thank you for that ode of confidence that you gave me. Propelling me all the way to a random cave called Silver Cave. Creative names. Alright, so this guy says, have you been to Lavender Town? There's a tall Rayots out there. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I know. In Kanto. Been here. So these underground paths are going to be locked, so we're going to face these three guys. They consider themselves the Kanto Federation, I believe. Bunch of biker gang. Coming with the color-coordinated grass, water, and fire type colors. But pretty much are going to utilize poison types, as you're going to see on the cycling road as well. So purple on purple, an ode to Prince. The purple showdown, as it is. You're also going to face a couple super nerds, I believe. You can get a Haunter at night, so if you're still dicking around trying to get new Pokemon, you're maybe playing on your Game Boy and you forgot to get a Ghastly back in Johto, I mean, screw it. If you're really desperate, you can get a Haunter here, trade it up to get that Gengar. Maybe you're trying to complete that Pokedex. I don't know what you're doing. Okay, but you can get them. I think they're around level 24, level 25. You need Cut to get to them to get this small isolated patch. I believe you can get Vulpixes there still carrying over from Generation 1. Hey, maybe you still need Pokemon. Not the dopest of Pokemon out here, but still need them. You'll be running into some new Johto Pokemon, which I don't know how I feel about that. New Johto Pokemon being introduced in Kanto. It's like, what was there some migration process that went on? Why weren't they in Johto? Why weren't they in Kanto in the first generation? Why are you apologizing to me, bro? You just gave me 1K. That's why he's apologizing to me, because he knew that money I was giving him was going straight to mom. I'm going to have to pull some money out of the bank if I'm going to support my endeavors here. My weed supply is getting awfully low on the road here, you know. I mean, this dude doesn't eat at all. I don't think he eats at all in the game. I mean, he's got to have sustenance somehow, and sometimes you got to go to the dro for that. Oh, jeez. Okay. What was I getting at? But yeah, I mean, running into Houndours, you run into to Murkrows, to Slugmas. I mean, yeah, it's great to finally have this opportunity to run into these Pokemon and catch them. But I mean, it's kind of puzzling to me. I don't understand why it's. Oh, this is gonna be crap. Okay, Quick Attack's actually a decent move, so you watch out, okay? I don't want to have Crobat go down either here. I mean, I built him up as a great friend. I gave my bad haircuts and whatnot. I don't want him dying on me. Forgive me. Not that it's really any consequence in Pokemon games if you die. Where are the Pokemon yeah. Let's just forget about that last couple seconds. But yeah, it's one of the things about Pokemon that initially I struggled with getting past. Considering when I play video games, I very much so like to have consequences. To know that there's severe consequences if I don't succeed. Makes the game more rewarding for me. Makes the game fun. If either I lose in a sports game or have to restart a battle completely. That took me a very long time to build a base and defend and everything. Pokemon, you just go to the Pokemon Center and you grind up a little bit. Maybe get lucky, catch a high level Pokemon, and you're going to make it through a lot of people. By luck even. Especially when going against AI. There's really not huge consequences. Which kind of bothers me a little bit. And I'm going to see if I can save an item. There's that little grass patch I'm talking about, or I was talking about. How does the Magnet Train work? So right now, anyways, this is Route 8. We're heading east to Lavender Town, in case you were wondering. You can't go to Celadon City, but there's just a lot of work that still needs to be done before then that I really want to worry about yet. And I'm just messing with all kinds of fire right now, biting up toxic waste. Alright, so he flinches. That helps me out, Grimer. Thanks, buddy. But I was, playing through Fire Emblem right now, Sacred Stones, and just thinking about that game. The dynamic is insanely different. It can be very difficult. You have the permanent death factor that I know a lot of people probably are not too happy about in playing a video game. I don't know if it's just they don't like how serious it is, and it's surprising that Crobat has greater HP than Magmar. Jeffrey, I can see some for it at this point. Strange. How do you harden a viscous liquid piece of sludge? How does that harden? How does James harden? Khloe Kardashian, that's how. Or whoever he's dating, I don't freaking know, I think it is. So that was a good one. That was a good one. Maybe I should save it for earlier in the videos once more people are probably watching still. Which I'll just bite through. But the permanent death factor makes it that much more important that you make the right decision. You're going to lose some guy that you built up a couple, 10, 20 levels, created a bond to, and that's one of the things. There's character development in there. You create a bond with those characters. That's when you know a video game is done well. and creates that glue that's going to bring you back into the game. When you have a disconnect with your players or with your Pokemon, with the figure that you're playing, whether it's a solo, an FPS, an adventure, Samus, Link, Master Chief, Havoc, whoever you want to say. Now you're paralyzing my freaking Crobat. Can't have this right now, sucker. Alright? Yes, I'm fully paralyzed. One of the worst combos to ever grace my Pokemon. The Paralyzed Confused combo. Delightful. In every way, shape, and form. Alright, so let's see if I can get to 54 by the end. But that's one of the things I like about, I don't want to mess around with this right now. That's one of the things I like about Fire Emblem. I don't know if I'm going to come back and play anymore after I complete the one I'm on, Sacred Stones. If you got recommendations for any particular one that I should play, I want to get onto Advance Wars if I'm going to play one of those turn-based RPG, strategy RPGs. Quite honestly, I don't know if I'm that great at that game either. Like, there's a lot of learning that goes involved with it that I don't know if I'm just willing to put the time in to delve into it and understand the best that I can. But it is a good thing to experience. I mean, it just gets plopped in the game with Roy and Marth. You don't really, and Ike, you don't really know the context to anything behind it. You play on their stages, great music. Great orchestrated music, by the way. If you listen to that on YouTube, you can check it out, no problem. See what their music's like in the 2nd gen. I cannot remember. Yep, still creepy as heck. Thankfully it goes away in the Pokemon Center. Alright, so I'm about to call it a video for part 50. Made it all the way to the half-century mark. Crazy YouTubes in this Pokemon Silver walkthrough. I'll see you guys back in 51. We'll be, walking around here in Lavender Town. Maybe going in Rock Tunnel pretty soon here. Need a Pokemon with Flash. Actually, I'm at 17 minutes right now. I thought I was at... I got a couple more. We can explore. My bad. I read 16. I thought I saw 18. So, we'll check it out a little bit. Talk to some of these guys. As you remember, not a huge town. Trying to think of what I would say it's similar to in Johto in terms of a town. I mean, Cherry Grove doesn't have a gym. It's kind of there. It's almost like a Signwood, but Signwood does manage to have a gym. You get your name rater in here, so I don't really want to worry about doing that. I don't really have an incentive to get my names rated. Don't judge me, man. It's whatever I want to call them. It's a tiny quiet at the foot of the mountains. It's gotten a bit busier since the radio tower was built. So, some form of media for the region of Kanto, which is good. They don't really have a newspaper, but they have a radio. May the souls of Pokemon rest easy. So, a graveyard site, kind of some important structures within the Johto world. So, this is Mr. Fuji. You appear to be raising your Pokemon in a kind and loving manner. Pokemon lovers come here to pay their respects to the departed Pokemon. Please offer the condolences of souls of the departed Pokemon. Assure that will make them happy. So, this is good. I like this. They got flowers in here. It's kind of weird that it's inside, but apparently that's what they do with Pokemon. We'll check out one more building here, and I believe this is who is this? The Soul House? No, that's what we just. Oh, this is Mr. Fuji's house. He's got one of the biggest houses in Kanto. He's running a scheme. He's making money off of that. Alright, so here's a radio tower, no freaky Team Rocket music. You can say hello to some folks. Not really able to go up there yet because of Team Rocket. I'm the Super Music Director. Huh, your Pokemon can't tune in my music program. Unfortunate. If you get an experience upgrade, you can tune in and get one, blah, blah, blah. You're talking too fast for me. Alright, so we will worry about that later. You need to get that card to put the Pokeflute channel, which also allows you to get past Snorlax. So a lot of things to figure out here. A lot of things. But before you do that, you're going to have to go up north through Route 10, and we're going to be going into the Rock Tunnel. So we'll be doing that next time in Part 51. Thanks for watching 50. See you guys next time.